Hello, I'm Jennifer Castoldi from Trendies International. You may have heard the saying that copying is the highest form of flattery, but you may not agree if it costs you your business. For many years, Trendies has been a media supporter to ACID, and now Anti-Copying and Design has collaborated with the China IPR SME Helpdesk to bring together this event all about the IPR fundamentals of design in China.
So, although there are legal differences, the fundamentals remain the same, whether you're working in China or the UK, and these don't really change. Our objectives apply globally, and that's raising awareness through education, having a robust prevention and deterrent objectives within a communicated IP strategy, and support through helplines and help desks if things go wrong, or just for simple, plain advice.
My experience in China is that there are lots of sides to it. Anybody under about 35 has grown up understanding that IP exists, what it's about, what it's for, and that it's there to drive the economy. Some of them respect it, some of them don't respect it. That's a slightly different issue. But if you look at older people, then they have grown up in the culture which says if you want to become somebody who is good at doing something, the way you do it is by copying the master and continuing to copy the master. So there is that divergence of view.
One of the most exciting things about the China IPR SME Helpdesk is that it is the most fantastic mine of information for SMEs and businesses wanting to work proactively with China, and also to recognise some of the challenges. So we're looking at this as the beginning of a really long and meaningful relationship to get the word out there, so that our innovators in this country and designers in this country can design safely in China.
My product is the Tot Seat Washable Squashable High Chair. One of the frustrating things I find about working with China is that we do have a counterfeit issue, and that is one of the reasons in particular that I was here today. And the thing that bothers me particularly about counterfeits is safety. Yes, it takes the brand into disrepute, but actually from a safety perspective, I'm anxious that people are putting their children in counterfeit products which are not safe.
In China it is much simpler. They do only have one form of protection for designs, and that is a design patent. There is no unregistered protection for designs in China. So you don't get passing off, you don't get unregistered design right, you can only protect it by a design patent or by copyright. This is really critical. If you're doing anything where you're relying on trademarks in China, please, please, please register your trademarks. I don't mind if you don't register the design patents or the copyright, but please, please register your trademarks before you go and start talking to potential commercial partners.
Although I'm Chinese myself, Hong Kong and China is quite different in how the legal framework is very different. For example, Hong Kong legal system is mainly built from the English legal system, and China is built on the German system, and which is a civil law system, and Hong Kong is a common law system. So it is different, although culturally there is a similarity. So to be able to just come here and listen to an expert talking about China intellectual property is great. It's a great event.
The most important aspects that I got out today, and having spoken to people after the event and they've got out too, is this really user-friendly approach. It's a combination of knowing about the law, knowing about the practical aspects of dealing with China and working within China, and actually having access to real specialised help.
The help desk works with intermediary organisations across the whole of Europe. So, for example, in the past I've spoken to the engineering employers, people in Belgium, about going out to China and working there. So the advantage of ACID is that it has its own network and its own community, and the help desk is enabled to reach those people through ACID's own existence and connections.
Our issues in China are very much something which many other people deal with as well, but you can feel a bit isolated on your own as an SME, particularly in Scotland, where although Scotland exports an awful lot of stuff, not an awful lot of people are dealing with the sorts of things that we're dealing with. And the China SME Helpdesk and ACID have both been incredibly helpful to us over time, and so I really wanted to kind of hear it from the horse's mouth, as it were, so here I am.
We believe that intellectual property is a positive force. And whilst we are called anti-copying in design, we're really here to help designers, designer makers, anybody with creative input to monetize their ideas safely.
There are some really good stories coming out of China as well as the really bad stories. And if you take the precautions of making sure that you set up a relationship with a good Chinese partner, you can do really well.
Doing business internationally has become the norm, and we understand that designers are nervous and have anxiety about dealing with China. But you have two resources that are here to help you. Both ACID and the China IPR SME Helpdesk are valuable resources for designers. Please feel free to contact them for aid in your business, and we look forward to seeing you in our next episodes.